but he's here. This is the South African, Manyonga, the 24-year-old. And we have the South African Manyonga coming up for his 4th round attempt. Coming into the last 8, he's made the cut. And that looks good, it looks long. Good speed onto the takeoff board. Manyonga with a best of 8:30 in 2016, and look at that, 8:28 in the 4th round. He came into the last 3 jumps in 5th position, but leapt the field to go into gold medal position. Oh, well, that's a lot of height. You can see the marks on there, the gold, silver and bronze lines. And Manyonga has extended his lead, I'm pretty certain with that. He's happy. He smashed into that takeoff board. Great speed, high knee lift, great height, leg shoot. That's how you do it. And that's increased his lead, I'm pretty certain. The arms go up, he knows the result now. And the coach can't take the smile off his face. 8:37. And Manyonga extends his lead at the front end of this men's long jump final. Jeff Henderson wins by 1 centimetre, 8:38 to 8:37. Rutherford wins a bronze medal, and Lawson is 8:25. It was contentious, but in the end, we could see that his hand made that mark in the sand, and he was awarded 7.78 for the final jump, despite the fact he looked as if he'd gone close to the winning mark.
Luvo Manyonga, South Africa, silver in the long jump. How special is this moment?
Really special, this moment. I've been praying about it and I've been waiting for it. It's been a long season and now it's happening. I'm very proud of myself, and this is for my son. I've been motivated to my son, 5-year-old, and for my mom. I hope she's watching. I love her so much.
You pulled out a personal best. How did you do it on the big occasion?
I knew that there was something like that in me. I wanted more, but I couldn't do it in the last jump.
How much pride will you take back to South Africa?
I can't even measure it, man. It's so much. Yes.
Tell us, you say your son is your inspiration. How special will it be to hand him your medal?
Yo, it's going to be special. It's going to be awesome, like my son telling his friend that Daddy got a silver medal in the Olympics. That's just a great thing ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, Luvo Manyonga from South Africa. He was in 5th place at the cut. In the 4th round, he jumped 8:28 to go into the lead. And then in round 5, he leapt 8.37 to cement that lead. And then, because he was in 5th position, he had to watch positions 4, 3, 2 and 1 above him at the cut have their final jumps while he was sitting, I have to say, precariously at the top of the medal fountain. And as you'll see, what happened was Jeff Henderson came out and jumped 8:38. But what a great performance by the South African, Luvo Manyonga.
Let's go Rio.
The men's 400 metres. 3 of the greatest 400 runners, certainly of the last 10 years and arguably of all time. The reigning world champion on the outside, running blind in lane 8. They are 3 of the 10 fastest athletes in history. Van Niekerk, the poster boy of South African athletics, the flag bearer for them, 43.48 when he won in Beijing last year. No South African has won this title for 96 years. A century of history beckons. So who's going to succumb to the adrenaline first. Van Niekerk is running blind on the outside, and he's set off really quickly. Karani James in hot pursuit. He's already up onto the shoulder of Matthew Hudson-Smith, and Merritt is tracking the Grenadian. The American LaShawn Merritt closing the gap on Karani James, and Van Niekerk still wide on the outside. These three are away and clear. Cedinho's tried to come back into it on the inside, and LaShawn Merritt coming back at Karani James, but it's Van Niekerk leading at the moment. The South African now beginning to tire, or is he? He's pulling away. It's an unbelievable victory by a huge margin, a century of history, and 43.03. I can't believe it. He has obliterated Michael Johnson's world record. It was destined to be one of the great races and one of the great days. We haven't even seen Usain Bolt yet, and this has ignited the stadium. Where did that performance come from? The world champion is the Olympic champion and the world record holder. It's a performance to set the hairs on the back of your neck tingling. We've never seen anything like it in an Olympic final. Incredible.
There's the line that he crossed in a time that nobody has ever done more quickly and more brilliantly. And the nation of South Africa will be rejoicing now. They've been talking about him as a future Olympic champion for some time to come. Now he is one, and he's not only that, he's the quickest man over 400 metres.
This is a moment of athletics history that we have been privileged to witness here in Rio. 3 men under 44 seconds. Van Niekerk, 43.03. It was as if he had wings on his heels in the last 50 metres. Simply out of this world.
I think it took a moment for the time to sink in, to realise what he'd been able to do.
And it shows you how great this rivalry is between the three of them. Merritt in 08, James in London in 2012, and now Van Niekerk here in Rio with the two previous Olympic champions also on the podium alongside him. What a story and what a race. Wade Van Niekerk is in dreamland. He's the Olympic champion and he's the new world record holder. Brilliant runs from Karani James and LaShawn Merritt in second and third, the former Olympic champions, giving chase, but there was only ever destined to be one winner.
What does it mean to win part of such a historic final?
It's a blessing, but I give the Lord all credit. I left everything on the track. I left everything in God's hands, and He pulled me through very strong tonight.
The world record, how does that feel?
It's a real blessing. I just can't wait to get to my family and celebrate with them.
How did you do it?
I just gave it my all. I left it all in God's hands. I give the Lord all the credit for tonight.
What was the feeling, crossing the line, seeing what you'd achieved?
It's a really unreal feeling. I felt, and I thought that I was going to feel the other guys come up on me, but I felt I was alone at the last race, and I just tried fighting all the way to the finish line.
You mentioned your family. How emotional will it be to go and get an embrace with them now?
It was amazing to just go out to my family and give them each and every one of them a hug. Seeing how delighted they were tonight, it's a blessing.
And your coach, Ans, how much does she mean to you?
I haven't seen her yet, so I'm on my way to get to the back so I can get to her as soon as possible.
And how do you think South Africa will celebrate this?
No, it means the world to my country. Hopefully I can inspire so much more South Africans to do what I'm doing today.
Congratulations.
Well, we knew he was fast when he stormed to the gold medal at the World Championships last year in the 4th fastest time ever. But Wade Van Niekerk rewrote the boundaries of what is possible, smashing Michael Johnson's world record of 43.18, 43.03 in the most important race of his life. Just breathtaking. And what an affirmation. Usain Bolt came running up to him afterwards and said, I told you you could do it when you came to train with us in Jamaica for 2 weeks. I knew you would. And they shared a hug. That must have been a wonderful moment to cap off a performance he will never, ever forget. And Wade van Niekerk now has the pride of hearing the South African national anthem. A rousing reception from the Rio crowd for a man who could well be one of the stars of the next few years. And athletics will need them, because when the great Usain Bolt eventually retires, and that's almost inevitably going to be at some point in the next 12 months, there need to be others to carry the mantle, and there's none better placed than the world record holder over 400 metres. And I wonder what thoughts were going through the mind of Michael Johnson, the former world record holder.
Let's go Rio.
Viljoen in the first round of the javelin. Coached by Tertius Liebenberg in Potchefstroom, good mate of mine. If you're listening, Tertius, your athlete looks pretty good to me. Yes, and the arms go up, but what a great start to the competition, this women's javelin. Viljoen of South Africa opens up with a great opening attempt as it flies through the air just below that 65-metre line. Great control. The 33-year-old now has a vast amount of experience. 64.92 she opens up with. She was in first. She was in the gold medal position for 4 rounds with that 64.92. She's got a silver medal, but she's got a chance for gold. Now, can Viljoen take this home to South Africa? It'll make a very happy man at Tertius Liebenberg, you can be sure. No, she stutters in. It's probably the worst attempt of the night, but she does take the silver medal. But Sarah Kolak of Croatia, the 21-year-old, takes away the gold medal with that 4th round throw. So the women's javelin, the final result in front of you. Sarah Kolak of Croatia takes the gold, 66.18. A brave silver medal from Viljoen of South Africa with 64.92.
I'm very, very happy. It was so close, and I'm so happy to walk away with an Olympic medal. Wow, I could have asked for more. I got a silver. I was right in the lead till the few last throws, but I'm very pleased and just very happy to be an Olympic medalist.
How hard have you worked for that?
Very, very, very hard. I was sure to end 4th in London, and now to come back and to win a silver, it really means so much to me, and I thank God for everything.
What does it mean to your family?
Well, my loved one is here in the crowd, and so it's wonderful to be an Olympic medalist.
What it will be like to present a silver medal to them?
Yeah, yes, for the country it will mean a lot. To win an Olympic silver medal, we've won 3 silver medals now, or 2 silver medals and a gold in athletics, so it's very, very well done.
How are you going to celebrate?
Well, we go a little bit out into Rio tonight to maybe have a drink or two, but it's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great achievement by Barbara Spotakova of the Czech Republic. Now, this lady will have been smiling all the time, and Tertius Liebenberg, her coach, would have been smiling even longer. 64.92, she takes home the silver medals, but she was in first place up until that 4th round throw by the eventual gold medalist. And she stayed in that 2nd position throughout the rest of the competition, but was under threat, let me tell you, because they were all trying to get into that silver medal position. But Viljoen of South Africa stayed there, and she takes home the silver medal in the women's javelin. So Croatia take gold, South Africa the silver, and the Czech Republic, through Spotakova, the reigning champion, taking the bronze in 2016. And what a picture that will provide for the press around the world.
Here's the start list for the final of the women's 800 metres. No doubt most of the attention will be on the young woman from South Africa, Caster Semenya. The women's 800 in Rio. Off they go. Semenya making a statement of intent in the first few metres. Gets up alongside Wambui. Josvik doesn't want to be as far back as she was in the semis. She's only got Grace behind her at the moment. No one really interested in leading here. Niyonsaba is looking for Semenya to come through on her inside. Mel Bishop is trapped a little deep at the moment. Lindsay Sharp's off the track. Azamasova is off the track. They're not breaking any records. Semenya's had to go to the front. Wambui gets up 6th on the inside. Grace drops out 2nd last. And Josvik is last. Not much pace on. And Semenya something of a surprise leader.
She looks very, very comfortable, as she has done all season. And she's become the all-round package, Semenya. She's running really well over the 15 and the 400 metres, but so too is the big, powerful Kenyan Wambui, now moving up on the outside. They're beginning to queue up, but Semenya just still holds the inside line, 57.5. And this could be Semenya's day as she begins to wind it up. She's got Niyonsaba for company, and now they're beginning to spread out as Wambui tries to get ahead of Lindsay Sharp into 5th. And look at the young athlete from Burundi. She's taking it to Semenya. She's determined to have a go.
Niyonsaba has got out about 2 metres in front. Semenya is being very patient, though. Mel Bishop also running a patient race. And now they've got Asamasova between them, and Wambui gets to the outside. So Semenya is going to have to peel off the back of Niyonsaba shortly. She does that now. She's normally got a devastating kick when she goes, and go she does. And she goes from 2 metres behind to 2 metres in front at the top of the lane. Semenya running for gold now in front of Niyonsaba and Bishop and Wambui, but she's left the others in her wake. And Caster Semenya is going to do what most people thought she would do in the 800, and she runs away and wins it brilliantly. In second placing Niyonsaba, the bronze goes to Wambui in front of Bishop. Then Josvik, Sharp, Grace and Azamasova finished at the tail of the field. She has destroyed them in the last 200 metres, and that was the way that a lot of people thought she would become the Olympic champion.
Semenya with a national record, Wambui with a PB. This field has been littered with personal bests and national records, and try everything they did, but they weren't to deny the favourite a glittering golden moment.
Well, Niyonsaba had to do that because it was her only chance of beating Semenya, and that was to try and just take something out of her legs in the last lap, and she has run bravely. But look at this, 2 metres behind to 2 metres in front in the space of 25 metres or so. And from being in slight jeopardy, the gold medal was decided right at that moment. Mel Bishop looked as though she had the bronze medal, but Wambui has been able to produce a sprint that's got over the top of her. Credit to the runners in 2nd, 3rd and 4th place, but the winner is just in a class of her own. It will create a lot of discussion, there is no question about that. She has broken her national record again. She is the national record holder at 400, 800 and 1500. And now she goes one better than London. Silver medalist in London. The 2009 world champion 7 years later is the Olympic champion in 2016. And she's done so by a margin that we don't see too often in 800-metre finals. And so a moment that the 25-year-old from South Africa has thought many times may not come. There's been a lot written about her, a lot said about her. And now, as well as being the world champion from 7 years ago, she stands on the victory dais at the Olympic Games. Caster Semenya, silver medalist in London 4 years ago. And there will be hundreds, if not thousands of articles written about this very win. But just for the moment, let's accept the fact that she was out there, permitted to start. She's out there amongst 7 other fine athletes over 800 metres. She has beaten them to the line. She is the Olympic champion. That's what the record books will say. A couple of memorable moments at these games for South Africa. Wade van Niekerk with the greatest 400 metres ever run, a world record from him. And now at double that distance, Caster Semenya is the Olympic champion.
And those were some of the highlights of our golden, silver and bronze medalists of South African athletes at the Olympic Games. But this was also a really fantastic closing ceremony from Brazil. And in case you're waking up to us, good morning. Here are some of the highlights of the 2016 Rio Olympics closing ceremony.
O presidente do Comitê Olímpico Internacional, Thomas Bach.
Sonharam, sentiram as pessoas que perdi.
I don't long for what I lived. I long for what was lived by those I lived with. Not what I saw, what they saw. Not what I heard, what they heard. What they dreamt, what they felt. The people I lost.
Por favor, deem as boas-vindas aos medalhistas. Representando o Quênia, Eliud Kipchoge.
Senhoras e senhores, por favor, deem as boas-vindas ao presidente do Comitê Olímpico Internacional, Thomas Bach, o prefeito da cidade do Rio de Janeiro, Eduardo Paes, e a governadora de Tóquio, Yuriko Koike, para o hino olímpico. Président du Comité international olympique, que, à son tour, le confie au gouverneur de Tokyo, ville hôte des prochains Jeux olympiques.
The mayor of Rio de Janeiro hands the Olympic flag to the president of the International Olympic Committee.
What a moment it was, really, the closing ceremony. And in case you've missed it, I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of a snippet in terms of the highlights coming through from our studios. And it's almost time to really say goodbye to you guys at home for being with us for the duration of the Olympic Games. 16 days of